That's what makes this show so valuable.
Yeah, we're not just spewing stuff that we off the top of our head. We're bringing guys in that are smarter than us.
Consider us as your real estate concierge.
Call me all things real estate, credit, refinancing, buying a house.
And now, the show that gives you the latest and most relevant housing market news. Real Estate Radio Boston with financial expert Rick Scherer and legal professional Ali Alavi.
Now it's time for Tech Talk with Erica Wallace.
What nifty app are we going to cover today?
We're looking at Agogo. It's AGOGO. It basically curates all of your audio content. So if you're somebody who uses your smartphone to listen to songs you store, whether it be from iTunes or your own music collection, and it also syncs with the podcast and the original content that you might listen to online into one app, so you don't have to have a separate podcast manager and a separate music app.
So if you use your smartphone for listening to any type of audio, this is probably the best hub where you can always go to this and say, okay, do I want to listen to Real Estate Radio Boston's last podcast?
Right.
If you have a Spotify account, it will link with that as well. So it's a really great app for the person who uses their smartphone for a lot of audio content, and audiobooks are coming soon.
So it customizes what you're interested in, and it gives you additional sort of sources.
Like Pandora, when you have that channel, they try to guess what you like.
Right.
Awesome,
Excellent.
Erica. Hey, how much does this thing cost?
Free.
Awesome. We like that.
That's F.
Just search for it in iTunes.
I think a lot of people that are in rentals, they stick with rentals.
It turns out that in Boston, most people who rent end up buying.
And we just had this thing at Zillow just came up. Where they're saying it's 25% cheaper.
Yeah, 29% cheaper
to buy in Boston.
I'll believe that. Absolutely. Right. It's good to make people realize how much cheaper it is to own. But also on the flip side, I get a lot of clients who are looking to buy these condos as investment units because the rental market's so good and so strong and fluctuates very little.
What kind of properties are you really seeing that are tantalizing the buyer's taste these days?
Buildings are the hot ticket property. You own a building today, it's gold. Some of these buildings in South End, Back Bay get 30 offers when they come on the market.
You know who's winning the bidding wars nowadays? The seller.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's and let's talk a little bit about that. I mean, what kind of advice do you have for people that own in the city that are contemplating maybe moving into the suburbs or moving or selling some investment property? I mean, is now the time to do it?
Oh, absolutely. There couldn't be a better time. Multiple offers on so many properties, selling at or above asking. It's great for a seller.
Yeah,
I mean, you're getting your terms.
And we talk about this as well. Right now, it's great, but you're going to start to see the rates go from the 4s into the 5s into the 6s and maybe even into the 7s. And what you're going to start to do as a seller is you're going to start losing that control.
What kind of advice do you have for buyers? Because I mean, we talk about this all the time. They become so emotionally charged with this stuff, and there's tons of offers going on.
You either have to be patient or you have to get really aggressive. And I'm finding that patience doesn't really work. So I would say you got to be aggressive.
I've known Nick for a long time. One of the secret to your success, not only do you have that rental background, not only are you going to be able to very, very easily evaluate whether it's a good investment or not, but it's your honesty.
Thank you.
I mean,
he's blunt. He doesn't.
I am blunt. I am blunt. I will say that.
Sugarcoat anything.
No, there's no sugarcoating. I don't have time for sugarcoating, and I don't think anybody else does either.
You're unique. I'm telling you. We deal with agents all the time, and that honesty and integrity sometimes is lacking. What I want to do is talk about a few different things today. One is FEMA. It's really been all over the news. And there's a lot of people that are freaking out right now that they weren't in a flood zone a year ago.
Or a month ago.
And now they're being told, you know what? Hey, we're going to redraw the flood maps because in case we get that 100-year storm, that 1% chance that it's going to maybe, flood to my property, I'm going to have to pay a few $1,000s every year for this insurance. Why is FEMA coming back at places like Marshfield and some of these ocean towns to require them to get insurance?
So what is happening now, just in order to protect the homeowners, to do that, to give more information and more tools to the people that they are in business, so they're providing a lot of grants to the towns and the city and also the states to redo the flood plans and do the study. Unfortunately, the people that they are doing those flood certificates, they're not engineers, they're not surveyors. They charge $15, and if they see you within about half a mile of the river or half a mile of a pond, they say, okay, it's easier.
But what you guys provide, and I think this is phenomenal. So if you're a lender out there, you need to write down their phone numbers because they can help your clients. If they're not in a flood zone, you guys can go in there and do a survey with facts and figures and all that stuff and allow them to submit this to FEMA and get that waived.
Yeah, basically what happened, as I said, I built my own house on the lake, and I made sure when I designed the house, I made sure that the
because you are an engineer.
I am an engineer and a surveyor. No, I got a real engineer. No,
but this is actually affecting the people who have lived in these houses for 40 years.
Absolutely.
Not that are just buying it because they're in all this money. So they're going to see foreclosures in these areas because some people can't afford to have this, and they don't see the ocean. You know, you might be a quarter of a mile from the ocean.
I mean, I just bought my house. If my house, because I inherited it from my grandmother, if she, for instance, wasn't paying flood zone insurance, I moved in there and I had to start paying, I wouldn't be able to afford that. Right. You know what I mean? There's a lot of family homes that get inherited.
If you know anybody that's getting in a flood zone, or if you're currently in a flood zone and it may be questionable, you guys will essentially tell them that, not looking to charge them $800.
No.
But if you can save them thousands of dollars over a year for that assessment, I mean, I think that's certainly well worth it.